Ukrainian drones have struck an oil terminal in the Russian city of St. Petersburg and a warship at a nearby naval base. Yesterday, Russia launched a major drone and missile attack across Ukraine, killing at least 22 people and wounding more than 100 others. Joining us live from Ukraine's capital of Kyiv is CBS News international reporter Aidan Stretch. Aidan, what more can you tell us about these Ukrainian attacks and what the reaction's been from Moscow?
So, Lindsay, those Ukrainian attacks on St. Petersburg were extremely disruptive. As you said, Ukraine struck not only an oil terminal, but also a Russian warship docked near the city. This led to mobile internet outages across the city. The St. Petersburg airport was forced to close. This all began right as the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum was set to get underway. You can think of that as Putin's version of Davos, where more than 100 international guests were supposed to gather in the city, and events were going to get underway today. The American podcaster Candace Owens is scheduled to speak on a panel. The Kremlin has responded by saying that there will be systemic attacks in Ukraine in retaliation for them overnight.
And Aidan, what does this say about Ukraine's ability to launch long-range attacks inside Russia? And is it making a difference? Some are noting that there's a change in how President Putin refers to Zelenskyy and the war.
Well, long-range attacks are one way to describe them. The Ukrainians actually call them long-range sanctions. These are Ukrainian attacks deep inside Russia, primarily targeting Russian oil and gas infrastructure. President Zelenskyy says that these have cut Russian oil and gas revenues by about $7 billion this year, and that they're using more than 95% Ukrainian weapons to do them. To the question of whether they're actually making a difference, Russia's oil and gas revenues on the year as a whole are actually continuing to increase due to the windfall profits as rising oil prices from the war in Iran. But Ukrainian officials say they will continue these strikes and these long-range sanctions as they describe them.
Aidan, you're living there. You are walking around day to day. Tell us what it's like.
I mean, it depends on the day. Earlier this week, I spoke to you yesterday in the aftermath of a car dealership that was completely destroyed. You saw dozens wounded, not only there, but also all over the city and all over the country. But one thing that we didn't get into yesterday is as I was walking to that site, I walked by everybody else on their way to work that morning in Kyiv. It was about 9 a.m. The strikes had been ongoing from about 2 a.m. to 7:30. And all you can see are people going to work. When I speak to residents about that, I mean, I wanted to take a nap. And I imagine everybody else does too. But again and again, what people tell me is that this is life now. Their armies out there fighting on the front lines. The least that they can do here is to continue go about their days and be as strong as possible.
Wow. Okay, Aidan, thank you.